Ladies and gentlemen, elected members, distinguished guests, it is a pleasure to welcome you online to Inspiring Aberdeenshire 2021. My name is Fiona Stoker. I'm a TV and radio presenter and journalist at BBC Scotland. I've been involved in these amazing awards now for some years. They never fail to move me and they never fail to make me smile. One of the most uplifting events of my year, I can promise you that. And so it is absolutely fabulous to be back. Even though it's virtual, it's nonetheless exciting for all those involved. Now, each year we get together to recognise the unsung heroes of Aberdeenshire, their work, their dedication and their commitment. It's been another unprecedented year, hasn't it? So many challenges for so many people. I did think, I must admit, at last year's awards that we perhaps could be celebrating in the same room together tonight, chatting over food, shaking hands, maybe even hugging, but we're getting there, aren't we? Many of you will have faced some very difficult and challenging times, but the work that you're doing and efforts that you're making that brought you here tonight are making a real difference to your communities and to the people within those communities. You are appreciated and you are seen, and you are being celebrated tonight. You are making a difference, I promise you that. Well, I hope you've got your finery on, as the Provost and I do. I've decided that heels have gone now for the next time. I actually am now wearing trainers pretty much with everything. I know the Provost has stopped wearing heels as well, so he's got his flatties on. Perhaps you're maybe having a glass of something bubbly to raise a toast to our finalists as we go on tonight. Now, we are into Year 2 of live streaming this event, and again I'm joined by the Provost of Aberdeenshire, Bill Howitson. Pleasure to be on stage with him again. So between us, we are going to take you through the night, introducing our performers, our finalists, our guests and presenters. I'm going to kick off by asking Bill to say a few words to officially get underway. Bill.
Thank you very much, Fiona. Who would have thought when we left Harrow House after Inspiring Aberdeenshire in June 2019 that for the following 2 years we would be streaming the event live online. The live stream from last year was really popular, and it seems everyone who does events is getting really good at live streaming now. Of course, it would be super to see you in person, but no matter, it's still a huge pleasure to welcome finalists, their families, councillors, council colleagues and other invited guests online tonight. We couldn't get together in person, but it's still no less important to recognise the efforts of the good people of Aberdeenshire and their incredible work. We have a very special guest joining us for the first time tonight, and more on that later. All of us here for one main reason, and it's because of our remarkable finalists. As those of you who have seen this event before will know, we invite nominations from across Aberdeenshire. They come in from people who are doing great work with often very little recognition. Every year I'm increasingly impressed by the quality of the applications. The judging panel continue to be amazed by the work you do. People in Aberdeenshire going above and beyond every day to help each other. You are what makes Aberdeenshire so special. The judging panel met earlier this year to agree finalists and winners. Just after the panel met, we caught up with some of our judges to find out what the experience was like for them.
It's just really the overwhelming number, quality and diversity of the nominations who are all worthy of a place in the final. And I think working with the third sector, I know this is only the tip of the iceberg, and I think the value of volunteers has been recognised and appreciated now more than ever. You're all awesome, and Aberdeenshire has a richer community because of each and every one of you. Thank you.
It's been a real honour to take part in this year's judging panel. I read through a huge amount of applications containing details of truly inspirational acts by individuals, groups and organisations. I read many fine examples of how members of our communities have gone above and beyond and made such a positive impact on their friends, families, neighbours and communities, and also individuals they don't know and may never meet. Inspiring Aberdeenshire gives us all the chance to take a moment to reflect on what they've achieved and do for us, but most importantly, for us to say thank you. Their endeavours and achievements and why they should be nominated are split into categories, and I know just how difficult it was for the judging panel to come to a shortlist. Whether you've made it to the final or ultimately win, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you and how humbling and inspiring it was to read all the details of individuals' actions. We really do have some amazing people living and working in Aberdeenshire.
I've got to say that judging this year's Inspiring Aberdeenshire Awards was one of the hardest I have done so far. Every year I know we say that we've got some really impressive nominations, and shortlisting is a very difficult process. Maybe because of how COVID has been so impactful for us, but also has brought out the best in so many people. How our communities have come together and our people have really stepped up so well to look after each other. It has been a really, really tough gig this year. The volume of applications, the number of nominations, the diversity of different people who have been put forward, the strength of what has been done and achieved by people across Aberdeenshire has just been phenomenal. It's been amazing. So it took a load of time to read through all of the applications, but filled me with a huge amount of pride to be able to do so. And therefore, the people who are down shortlisted and for finalists are just absolutely phenomenal. So a real honour, a real pleasure to have done so. Tough gig.
I was really excited to be invited judging for the first time. Locally, you hear of some of the exceptional things going on, but when you see the breadth and contribution geographically across the region, across age groups, and the extent individuals and groups have gone to, it's heartwarming to hear. COVID in so many ways has brought the best out of people. Congratulations and thank you to all the entrants and winners for their contribution to our community.
I would echo that, having been on the panel myself. It's incredible that year on year more nominations come in of such quality. It really restores faith in people. It's also encouraging to see the range of sponsors who have kindly supported the event again this year. Their support is as important as ever, and we are truly grateful. Information about them is all in our e-programme. Tonight we are starting with a performance from some pupils who are part of Aberdeenshire Instrumental Music Service, a great asset to music in our area and some really talented young people.
chimney tops, that's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, then why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't I?
Amazing talent. What amazing performances. Fantastic stuff. You're going to hear a lot more about that tonight. Now, on to the awards themselves. Our camera crew have been out, all masked up, of course, all COVID safe, speaking to the finalists, and we have a range of films to play to give you a flavour of the work that they've been doing. So let's crack on. First up is the Aberdeenshire's Future Award. We can hand over to Councillor Gillian Owen, who is Chair of the Council's Education and Children's Services Committee, who will introduce the award.
Thanks both. What a great award to start off our night. The Aberdeenshire's Future Award is presented to a young individual or a group under the age of 25 who have shown great leadership and helped to inspire and motivate others in support of a local cause. Let's have a look at the finalists.
Blythe has been the volunteer youth board representative for the Haven in Stonehaven since 2018. Her role is to be the eyes, ears and voice for the youth in the community. During the pandemic, Blythe went above and beyond the call of duty volunteering. The Haven transformed their yoga studio into a community food larder, and Blythe was the first to donate and help young people access what they needed. She organised a Scare Hunger food drive with Mackay Academy late last year and was instrumental in the Haven's crowdfunding success, raising more than £31,000. She is known for her quietly confident leadership. Blythe really is an incredible role model. Rachel and Aidan are in 6th year at Portlethen Academy. They jumped at the chance to help set up a gay-straight alliance group with the aim of creating a culture of understanding, mutual respect and very visible inclusion throughout the school. They quickly adopted the role of pupil leaders of this group and took it from strength to strength. In everything they do, they demonstrate a desire to motivate others around them. They haven't shied away from the LGBTQI+ issues and have tackled them head-on with a mixed group of pupils as well as staff of all ages. Aidan and Rachel are genuinely inspiring young leaders who are helping take their whole community on this important journey. Sasha became a member of his local youth forum at the age of 12, as well as being involved in several projects promoting young people's rights both in and out of school. At 14, he was elected to the Aberdeenshire Youth Council and for the next 5 years was involved in numerous youth projects both locally, regionally and nationally. Add to that his election as a member of the Scottish Youth Parliament. Sasha has been passionate about projects around mental health, child poverty, LGBTQI+ and others. All this has been possible due to Sasha's compassion and commitment to making things better for young people. He has been instrumental in strengthening the youth voice throughout Aberdeenshire.
Well done to all of those inspiring young people. And the winners are Aidan Clark and Rachel Green.
Incredibly well deserved. We're going to be seeing a lot more of some unsung heroes tonight in these awards. Fantastic stuff. Now, next up is the Inspirational Volunteer Award, sponsored by Aberdeenshire Voluntary Action. For this, I would like to cross now to Councillor Norman Smith, who is leader of the Aligned Independent Group, to tell us more.
Thank you, Fiona. Thank you for the opportunity to hand out the Inspirational Volunteer Award. This is given to an individual or group who have gone the extra mile by volunteering for a local initiative that makes a difference to the lives of others or communities. Let's have a look at the finalists.
Mairi Eddie, through her role with Benham and Johnshaven Community Council, has hugely contributed to the health and well-being of those in the area. She was instrumental in setting up the community larder at Johnshaven Village Hall to support people affected physically, financially or emotionally by COVID-19. In the beginning, it offered a limited supply of canned and dried food, but Mairi has helped it grow to provide toiletries, cleaning products, activity packs and art and crafts materials. She then went further and set up a community library and game swap. What sets Mairi apart is her tireless mission to ensure all those in the community are being helped while reducing stigma around using the larder. The communities of Benham and Johnshaven are more cohesive and cared for than ever before, thanks to her voluntary work. Heather's work is a catalogue of selfless community volunteering spanning 20 years. It started with swim coaching at the West Hill Swim Club, progressed into setting up an after-school athletics club for primary kids, starting a local Jog Scotland group, re-establishing the local Duke of Edinburgh scheme, which she ran long after her own children had left school, becoming a carer and organising the local Senior Citizens Club, which may have come to an end otherwise. Recently, she hasn't slowed down. She's currently working on plans for a proposed West Hill orbital path, giving people a chance to enjoy and explore West Hill. People of all ages and backgrounds have benefited in some way or another from Heather's selfless volunteering, and she really is a community star. During the first COVID lockdown, Paige helped out local group Lend a Hand Kemney, going shopping and providing prescriptions to those who were shielding. She also walked dogs, supported the local food bank and contributed a significant amount to the school community. Her daily staff versus pupils challenges involved over 150 people, all getting engaged in daily physical challenges which supported connection and positive mental health. She also fundraises and sets community challenges for comic relief. That is just a small glimpse into what Paige does on a regular basis. She's a selfless young person working to contribute to the greater good of her school and local community. Her efforts to motivate, inspire and encourage others are a shining light in difficult times.
Congratulations to all our finalists, and the winner is Mairi Eddie.
Another amazing winner, and hopefully all the finalists are at home giving themselves a big pat on the back too. Well done to you all. Now, our third award is the Heart of Aberdeenshire Caring Award, which is sponsored by TPS Fruit and Veg. This award will be handed over by Councillor Anne Sterling, who is co-chair of the Communities Committee.
Thank you for inviting me here again this year to hand out this award. The Heart of Aberdeenshire Caring Award is for a person or a group who has had a significant and positive impact on the lives of vulnerable people. Our nominees care for others either through the course of their employment, care for a family member, or act as a volunteer carer. So let's look at the 2021 finalists.
Tina does, in a quiet, local way, the sort of thing we all hope someone will do for us in our old age. She provides vital care for her neighbour, sometimes visiting him up to 5 times a day to make meals, do washing and be there for him as a friend. She is a lifeline for him and does it all despite her own significant health challenges. Tina goes above and beyond every single day, delivering local care at the point of need to help someone she cares about. The world needs more people like Tina. Huntly has its very own heroes in the home care team, providing home care to some of the most vulnerable in the community to the absolute highest standards, as well as end-of-life care. This dedicated group go above and beyond. They rally around the community in their own time as well, delivering food parcels, raising money for charity and supporting throughout the recent gas outages. In their nomination, it said they always think of others before themselves, and it is my absolute pleasure to work with such a dedicated, supportive, welcoming and genuinely amazing group of ladies, my Huntly home care heroes.
What an incredible group of finalists. Well done to you all. It's a huge honour to announce that the winner is the Huntly Home Care team.
Another incredibly inspiring winner there. And our fourth award tonight is the Cultural Awards. Councillor Ron McHale, Deputy Provost, is in West Hill tonight to help introduce this award.
It is a pleasure to be here to hand out this award. The Cultural Award is presented to an individual or community group who has made an excellent contribution to the promotion of local culture in Aberdeenshire. And here are our finalists.
Paul Anderson has dedicated his career to the promotion of Scottish fiddle music, particularly music and culture from the northeast of Scotland. He has taught fiddle all over the world, performed worldwide and promotes northeast culture and music in everything he does. He composes, teaches and has moved lessons and concerts online in the pandemic. Doric also features in his performances to keep it in the public eye. Apart from this, he is also an accomplished academic whose research into fiddle music has been vast and his knowledge is second to none. Paul works tirelessly to promote our local fiddle tradition and indeed the culture of the North East everywhere he goes. Since 1987, the Geary Heritage Society has been promoting the history and culture of the Geary area from its earliest times. The centre tells the story of life and culture in the Geary area from the early 20th century to the present day. The centre sits in the renovated Inverurie Local Works, which closed its gates for the last time in 1969, but had received a new lease of life as a home for the centre's collections. This keeps the memory of the local works alive, and they have recently been successful in obtaining a substantial grant from the Scottish Land Fund, so the building can be bought outright. This ability to preserve and manage an iconic building supports the preservation and future of the culture of Inverurie and Geary. Jill McWilliam has had a lifelong passion about Doric heritage and has been involved with various groups and organisations interested in promoting the Doric culture of the northeast of Scotland. As a local farmer's daughter, she wanted to promote the traditions and culture she has feared might be lost forever with the passing of time. She launched Doric Future, an online platform preserving the past, informing the future, offering access to her own library of video films made over 20 years to capture the individual stories of a wide range of subjects, reflecting on their own unique past.
Oh, I just can't describe what a super afternoon I've had.
What originally began as a humble vision to capture and preserve Doric led to become a dedicated life's work to present a contemporary approach to our culture today for all ages and backgrounds to inspire folk from all over the world.
Congratulations, well done to all of the finalists in this category. And the winner is Paul Anderson.
Very worthy winner. Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much for that. Now it is time for some music. You heard a snippet in the last finalist film of Paul Anderson, such an incredibly talented local musician. So while we were out filming him, we asked him to do a special performance just for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Anderson. for that. Now back to the awards. Our next is the Beautiful Aberdeenshire Environmental Award. It's sponsored by InStock and presented by Councillor Peter Argyle, Chair of the Infrastructure Services Committee.
Thanks, Fiona. It's lovely to be back again for 2021, handing out this award. The Beautiful Aberdeenshire Environmental Award is for an individual or a group who is working hard to help nurture and enhance our area's natural beauty through environmental initiatives. So, let's have a look at the finalists in this category.
The Dee Catchment Partnership has been at the heart of efforts to restore the path of a burn which feeds into the River Dee and in turn restore local wildlife and prevent flooding. Some 250 years ago, the Belty burn from Turfins was straightened to make way for the Deeside Railway, but in turn these man-made changes brought about major flooding issues for communities for many years, as well as all but wiping out some local habitats. The partnership set out to restore a 2-kilometre stretch of the Belty to its original route, improving the flooding issues almost instantly. Nature has made its way back too. The site is already home to kingfishers, dippers, herons, badgers and otters. Even salmon, which weren't expected in the rerouted burn until 2020 at the earliest, were spotted spawning before the last of the diggers had even left the site, all thanks to the efforts of these dedicated individuals. On the face of it, Crawford project manages beach cleanups, but actually his role runs so much deeper than that. He is the face of the Turning Back the Plastic Tide campaign, where he puts his heart and soul into raising awareness of plastic pollution in our coastal waters. He is happy delivering educational events for local school kids, students and businesses, as he is litter picking and getting community volunteers. He mobilises teams to collect plastic from beaches in Balmady, St Cyrus and Cairnbog, to name just a few. This one-man operation does everything from inspiring people, educating and getting funding for campaigns. His dedication is evident to everyone who meets him. His real skill is helping people see how we can all help in a small way to make a big difference. The Stonehaven Horizon Group became established in 2005. Over the 15-plus years since, they have made an enormous contribution to Stonehaven, working to foster civic pride in the town and make Stonehaven a better place to live and work in. Their role has included maintaining the many floral displays around the town, working with the Eco Schools project, organising regular community litter picks, planting a community orchard, undertaking a War on Weeds campaign and looking after a wildflower garden at the harbour area known as Pat's Patch. They were also instrumental in the Lockdown Painted Pebble project. These are just some examples of what this proactive and dedicated group does to ensure that Stonehaven remains a green, colourful and pleasant place to live, work and visit.
Congratulations to them all. I'm delighted to tell you that the winner is Crawford Paris.
Another incredibly worthy winner. Now, this next award is the Local Hero Courage Award. To hand this out, I'm pleased to hand over to Aberdeenshire Council Chief Executive, Jim Savage.
Thank you both, and thanks for having me back again to hand out this award for the novelty of an office. The Local Hero is such an important category, awarded to an individual who in the face of adversity has shown courage, bravery and dedication to helping to overcome a difficult situation. Let's have a look at our outstanding finalists for this year.
Alfie was nominated by an ambulance paramedic who arrived at an accident scene to witness Alfie's selfless bravery. A child seriously injured herself falling down a steep hill, and Alfie, who happened to be nearby, called for help and stayed with the child until her parents arrived. He then went over and above to help the paramedic crew when they arrived, carrying equipment through deep snow in the cold, making several trips and helping the crew get the child into the ambulance. He had no gloves on and was wearing just trainers, and yet battled against the elements to get the child to safety. His nominee said that in all her years of being in the service, she has never come across such a helpful member of the public, and one so young. Getting this critically injured child to hospital was only possible with Alfie's help. Sometimes courage shows its face in our willingness to step up for others, something Reverend Dr. Kay Gould from Inch has in buckets. Kay is described in her nomination as an incredible human. Since the start of the very first lockdown, Kay was the captain of the volunteer ship that has been helping those shielding, those who are struggling with loss of income, those who are living on their own and need someone to talk to, and those who are only just managing but need help with putting food in the cupboards. Kay coordinated the groups of volunteers to help individuals and families with shopping, dog walking, collecting prescriptions, and even contacting them by telephone for a chat in an evening when loneliness is at its worst. She will do anything to support people in their time of need, which takes courage and personal strength. Kay is a gem that the Inch community has been truly blessed to receive. Amanda Jane, or AJ as she is known, suffered the worst kinds of loss and struggle throughout the start of the pandemic. She lost her father, her marriage ended, she lost her home and hit rock bottom. She, with all of us, went into lockdown. Depression took hold. But from the ashes she found courage and strength through music. She began singing live online and realised she had created a space to be open about mental health issues and help others. She set about creating a music page in April 2020. Her fan base has now hit over 5,000 worldwide, with views and messages into thousands too, with people contacting her to say she has saved their lives. AJ decided to support the local charities of SAMH and Branching Out who helped her, and she released her own single, Hold On, with proceeds going to the local charities. She is a selfless young lady inside and out and deserves recognition for all she continues to do.
Well done to all of them, so heroic. It's a pleasure to tell you that the winner for this year is Alfie Fraser.
Congratulations once again. Big pat on the back if you're watching at home. Now, it would be wrong to continue without perhaps a time to reflect. So much, I suppose, to take in over the last year and certainly the last 18 months when we'll be living in these unprecedented times, isn't it? Well, to look back on what we've all been up to over the past year since the last inspiring and recognise the life-changing events of the world around us. Well, it's clear, isn't it, from that video, just how much of an impact this pandemic has had on council services this year and, of course, on communities and those that live in them. That made it especially important, I think, to recognise the pandemic response from our communities. So we introduced a new award for 2021, the COVID-19 Response Award, sponsored by ScotTel Gold. It is a huge pleasure to say that we are joined by Professor Jason Leach, Scotland's National Clinical Director, a name and face I'm sure you will recognise, and of course, an off-the-ball regular. He's agreed to hand out this award, Jason.
Thank you both. It's a huge pleasure to join you today. I love an award ceremony. I love them more in person, of course, with food and drink, but we'll get to that next year maybe. I hope and expect an invitation, though, to join you. Local authorities have been vital to Scotland's COVID response. From education to parks, from social work to swimming pools, from roads to recycling. I cannot imagine these last 18 months without all of you. You should be temporarily very proud of all you've done for those you serve. It's been absolutely crucial to the people of Scotland and Aberdeenshire that we have a joined-up response across the NHS and local government and other partners. I think Aberdeenshire is a genuinely great example of that working in reality. It would be a little remiss of me not to mention the fact also that you've let us borrow Jim Savage on occasion to help us with national engagement and work and leadership, and he's been absolutely invaluable. Although maybe that was to get rid of him from Aberdeenshire to let you get on with the actual work, of course. So to the awards, the reason for being here. It was a huge pleasure to be asked to hand out the COVID-19 Response Award. This award is for an individual, group or community who have shown incredible resilience and amazing efforts in response to COVID-19. Having spoken and engaged with some of the judging panel, I'm aware that the nominations in this category were vast and very impressive, universally. The panel were determined to do their bit to say a special thank you for all of your amazing individual and community leadership that we've seen across Aberdeenshire during this time. Let's have a look at the finalists in this category.
The Larder Portlethen is run by a group of volunteers from the community. What started as a small-scale food bank back in March 2020 has developed into an invaluable community go-to for food, drinks, gifts, prescription runs and almost anything. They're an example of a community food bank who operate to serve the people of the surrounding area in any way they can and show what can be done when a community pulls together in the face of adversity. They have responded to the pandemic in the most selfless way, and as a result, the Larder goes from strength to strength. Local small donations and support from larger businesses, as well as community donations, help them to be there at the point of need. They offer veg boxes, as well as Christmas food parcels and gift boxes for young people, and they did a Santa run at Christmas. What started as a response to an emergency situation has become a much-needed resource and one which helps support the whole community. Sharon Short quickly swung into action at the very start of the COVID pandemic and set up Portsoy Area Action Team with a small team around her. Working alongside local shops, every home in Portsoy and surrounding areas was leafleted to inform residents of a telephone ordering and home delivery service. The delivery side was entirely organised and run by the small but dedicated band of volunteers and continued throughout the first lockdown, delivering food and medicines to people. The group set up a Facebook page which has been regularly updated with advice and guidance from official sources throughout the pandemic. The page has also been able to respond quickly to people seeking help with a variety of issues or signpost to formal services where appropriate. The service that was provided, especially in the early days, was absolutely vital for the community. And without their work, many vulnerable members of the community would have been unaware of how they could access basic supplies or medicine. At the start of the 2020 lockdown, many communities rallied to pull together to ensure that no member of their community was left isolated and in need of help. In Buchan, a number of these groups came together under the banner Strengthening Our Buchan Response, and over the following 12 months organised volunteers far and wide to meet locals' needs. As a group, they would also work with other services like NHS, fire, police, the local Rural Partnership and Aberdeenshire Council to ensure that links were in place for support as part of keeping communities safe. Some of what they did included setting up WhatsApp groups for volunteers, organising social media campaigns, distributing information leaflets and organising regular COVID newsletters. They helped secure funding for food supplies, arranged PPE and supported calls for assistance through the Grampian Coronavirus Assistance Hub. It would be impossible to list the many and varied ways their members helped right across Buchan throughout the pandemic. But one thing is for sure, they have cemented themselves as a lifeline for the whole area.
Yay! What an incredible bunch. Examples of individuals, groups and communities all helping each other. And the winner is actually all of them. The judges decided to make each of your finalists a winner in this particular category on account of the extraordinary role they've played in their communities. Congratulations to each and every one of them, and to every person nominated in this category and those beyond, those who were fortunate enough to be nominated. Thanks to everyone who's made this event possible, and particularly to those who have been nominated and to the winners. I genuinely look forward to next year's live event. Thanks again.
Thank you for that, Jason. Now, the next award is the Community Spirit Award. This is introduced by Council Leader, Councillor Andy Kill.
Thank you, Fiona. Provost, it is lovely to be a part of this tonight. It is a huge pleasure to hand out virtually such an important award, knowing as we do the fundamental role that community spirit has had recently. The Community Spirit Award itself is awarded to an individual or group who have supported a cause or project which helps to foster a spirited, embracing and vibrant local community. Let's have a look at the finalists in this category.
For 17 years, Shona and the Giving Tree team have helped socially deprived families in the Buchan area. They began by providing toys at Christmas time for families who may have children who would not be getting a present from Santa. This was a year-round effort to gather gifts for all ages. In recent years, the Giving Tree has helped families at other times of the year. This can be help with school uniforms, toiletries, clothes and even shoes. In a normal year, the group would hand over 2,000 items to local families, but the COVID pandemic has seen the demand almost double. The Giving Tree do their work quietly, unpaid, and never seek attention or praise. But their care and support for some of our most socially deprived families over nearly 20 years has been phenomenal. The way Raj and his family responded to the COVID pandemic has been exceptional and caring. He is the head chef at the Karen to Mumbai in Stonehaven, and he took his talents and his community spirit out to those in need in the pandemic. He and his 5 daughters have spent countless hours of their time and skill making meals for the community. They have donated food to those who need it, to NHS staff, to the vulnerable and to young people in the community. He has rallied the people of Stonehaven who donated to help support his ongoing efforts to feed people when they needed it most. His daughters even delivered food at Christmas to people who may have little else. Raj and his family are excellent role models and providers of the very best sort of community spirit. The Young People's Organising and Campaign Group, sometimes known as YPOC, are a driven group of care-experienced young people in Aberdeenshire. They're a campaigning group who want to make things better for other looked-after children and young people. Their latest campaign, Coming Into Care and Moving Placements, Getting It Right, was launched last year during lockdown to educate people about what it's like coming into care and what they need from those around them in support. They used their own experience, thinking about what was and wasn't helpful for them and how traumatic this can be for children and young people. They wrote the story, illustrations and wrote the guide too. They are a brave, courageous group of young people who really want to change attitudes so that other care-experienced young people get the support they need.
Thank you to every one of our finalists. I am pleased to announce that the winner is the Young People's Organising and Campaigning Group.
Another incredibly inspiring winner. Now, before our final and biggest awards, it is time for a wee bit more music and prepare for an earworm like never before. Please welcome to Inspiring Aberdeenshire, Bundy Broch from Fraserborough with his song, The Doric Min.
Scotland, where we speak a dialect. It is the proper English, it's the Doric words instead. We hinna got boys and girls, but we mean that's just fine. Cause we hear heap of loons and half a bonny quaints. We speak the Doric, we will eat till we die. We can fit, and we love our bosie. Say who, what, why, where or when. I say fop and wyman, how and fun you can. And I will never ask you, how do you do? But I want to can fit like you are, and I want to can your news. For we speak the Doric, we will eat till we die. We can fit, and we love our bosie. Academy. There was a home ec teacher with the name of Misery. She tried self to change my tongue, she punished me each day. Detention for an eye off it, but the Doric gets it stay. For we speak the Doric, we will eat till we die. We can fit, and we love our bosie. Look at John Fieldgate, well he is a fuck like that. He's out for his bladder hoolie and he's getting his dross through cats. Hot and near, we is seamen soaking weeds. He'll be hanging, lugging him on with feet they waldy beats. For we speak the Doric, we will eat till we die. We can fit, and we love our bosie. Walking to contact Marcius man, he wears a strussel brute. He scalped my other lug and kicked a bit part in my stroop. As he swung his queens, he cowbait and he bar. So I ran across, I kicked his dog, then I ran away. For we speak the Doric, we will eat till we die. We can fit, and we love our bosie. Sing-song Doric tongue, I'll change it for no one. It'll still be thriving after I am dead and gone. 'Cause English is alright, I suppose, but Disney quite got it. If I'm put out
Fantastic stuff there. The Doric Min. Love that. Now, our last and final award needs little introduction or explanation. It is the Inspiring Aberdeenshire Lifetime Achievement Award. Always, always guaranteed to make us grin from ear to ear. It's sponsored by BP, and I will hand over to you, Bill, to explain a wee bit more about this.
Thank you, Fiona. As in previous years, we'll now move to the main award of the night, the Inspiring Aberdeenshire Lifetime Achievement Award. This award is presented in recognition of having made an outstanding contribution to a local cause, project, initiative or community, a true inspiration to others across Aberdeenshire. So let's have a look at the finalists in this category.
Until recently, Jim worked under the radar in the process of starting to put Stonehaven on the map. Little was known about him other than him being described as a Stonehaven Banksy. Jim is a metal artist who has created several sculptures which have pride of place on the seafront, with a nautical theme of fishing boats, a Viking boat and a lighthouse. From humble beginnings, his art is taking on international acclaim, and the sculptures are well known far and wide. At the start, only those close to him knew he was the creator of the artworks, which appeared over a number of years. Some would even leave scrap metal on his doorstep. In what he called his first and last interview after his identity was revealed, he said, "I'm nae an artist, I'm just a guy that sticks metal together. But I think we can all agree his artistic talent is bringing attention to his community and will be a real catalyst for tourism in the town." It seems Jim is doing more for this community than he even realises. John Anderson has had many roles in his life, from Boys Brigade officer through to a member of International Rescue, travelling the world to help in countries struck by natural disasters. He was a station officer at Fraserburgh Fire Station, in which time he set up the Blue Lights Festival, which raises funds for various charities around the area, draws people to the town and gives them an insight into how the various emergency services work. He set up the Fraserburgh Resilience Group through his involvement with the Community Council and has raised funds for and installed defibrillators around the town. During the winter, if there is heavy snow, he organises volunteers to clear paths for pensioners, get shopping and help where he is needed. If there is a project needing volunteers, John will be there, planting trees being his latest one. John and his lifetime of work are woven into the fabric of the Fraserburgh community, and he has enriched many lives over the years. Over more than 30 years, Sally has been a huge asset to the village of Colliston. Her work serves to make sure that young and old can enjoy where they live. Sally has been at the heart of securing funding for a whole range of community projects like the pirate ship and play park equipment, as well as benches around the village. Her work has helped repair the pier and walkways, as well as extending the village hall in conjunction with the council. This is all done thanks to her roles with the Harbour Heritage Group and the Community Council. Sally is someone who has lived and breathed the community where she lives, and she holds it dear to her heart, and many years have been spent on projects to help others see it the way she sees it. Her energy and enthusiasm are boundless, and it is regularly said that Colliston wouldn't be the village it is today without Sally.
First class, thank you to each and every finalist. It's a huge pleasure to announce that the winner of the 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award is John Anderson. Congratulations, and congratulations to all of our finalists in this and every category. Before I hand back to Fiona, I wanted just to take a second to thank a few people for their part in making tonight happen. To everyone who nominated or was nominated, thank you. To our performers tonight, thank you. Thank you to the members of our judging panel, who, as you heard from before, met earlier in the year to examine all the nominations and make the very difficult decision about who should win each category. Thank you to Professor Leach for making a special guest appearance. A huge thank you to Stream Television, Mearns and Gill, and Roy Stewart at RS Films, who have helped to put on a virtual event so smoothly. To our corporate sponsors, thank you for all your support, without which our event wouldn't be possible. Our headline sponsor, BP, and award sponsors Aberdeenshire Voluntary Action, In Stock, TPS Fruit and Veg, and Scottdale Gold. The organisation of tonight's event is a major undertaking, and there's a big team behind the scenes. My thanks to Kate Bond's events, communication and design team, who have pulled off another showstopper. Last, but absolutely not least, I'd like to thank you, Fiona, our excellent MC, for keeping us all in order once again, keeping me on track and making sure that the evening's event ran smoothly. I will pass back over to you, Fiona, and again, please all accept my most sincere thanks.
Thank you so much for those very kind words, Bill. It has been a lot of fun as always. I told you we are grinning from ear to ear after seeing some and hearing some amazing stories of Aberdeenshire's unsung heroes. Truly inspiring. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to hear more about what you've been doing, more about our finalists. And please know, as I said before, you are appreciated. You are making a difference. What you've done has enriched the lives of the people in your communities. I hope you all keep safe, look out for each other, and take the spirit of inspiring into your day-to-day lives. Be safe. Good night. Thank you.